Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Universe and Me. I am your host, Miss Jaleisha J. Thank you for tuning in. If you're watching right now, welcome. If you're watching later, welcome. If you're listening on the podcast, I appreciate you. I am so excited for this week. This week, we have a special guest. We're going to talk about energy healing and what is that and why we should be doing it, why we should be tapping into Reiki, the power Reiki, the gift of Reiki. So I have a special guest with me. I can't wait to dive in with her. I have Miss Shaqualia Jackson. Shaqualia, can you introduce yourself and just let everybody know who you are and what you do?
My name is Shaqualia Jackson. I am a Reiki practitioner. I'm also certified to teach Reiki to others and certify them as well. I'm a woman of many hats, but Reiki is one of my specialties. It's something that I love to do. I love to do energy healing and help others, and I've been practicing it for quite some time now. Well, just to tell you a
Yes,
little bit about it.
I actually know Shaqualia on a personal level. Oh, oh,
No, no, you're fine.
girl, no, there's a slight delay on my feedback. So I thought you were done. Continue.
Oh no, no, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead. It was a delay, so I didn't know if I needed to go ahead and keep talking, but go ahead.
Well, no, it was a delay on my end. No, I was just gonna say I know Shaquella personally. She's an amazing soul. You can tap into her on Facebook, on TikTok, and she's always giving great resources and great ways to be able to tap into your own energy to lift the vibration. And so, for those who aren't aware of Reiki, aren't aware of what it is, can you just dive into that? You're a Reiki practitioner. What is that?
Well, there are many forms of Reiki. So I specialize in what is called UCI Reiki. It's a practice that has been around since the 20th century. It's typically of Japanese culture, but it has been proven to be very effective. So with UCI Reiki, it is a therapy for treatment for physical and mental illnesses. So this is something that has been proven to cure mental and physical disease. It's very common in energy healing. I find that, and it's very popular in the spiritual community. But I find, from a cultural standpoint, that many people don't know, exactly what Reiki is. There are seven foundation chakras, as I call them, that are located in the base of the spine that pretty much can control or responsible for all of our actions and what we do. You have your first three chakras, which would be your root chakra, which is located at the lower part of your abdomen, right close to the pelvic bone. And then you have your solar plex chakra, which is right above that, your sacral, what is near the navel. And then you kind of transcend up to your heart chakra, then your throat, your third eye chakra, and then your crown. So this is what we would be the base. So, just in common research, I found that even regardless to what you believe or religion that you serve, those seven chakras each have a function that we utilize day to day in our whole being. It can also be connected to the seven sins. Anything that you want to think of, it's connected to it. So um, our root chakra is typically how we ground. Um, that's the first chakra that is most commonly that needs to be worked on with a lot of people that I find. If they have a lot of financial issues or money problems, that could be a source of them not being grounded. Solar plex, it's related to confidence, ego, things of that nature. And the main one would be the sacral. I think as far as relationships are concerned, I know it's very common in women, such as myself. When you go from relationship to relationship to relationship, and you have that energy exchange per se, and it may not go as well as you had planned. We tend to have a lot of blockages in our sacral because it controls our sexual energy. It's
Mhm.
also our core, and it's also the source of our creativity and our focus. So sometimes you can find a lot of imbalances there, and
Mhm.
so on with the heart chakra. So typically, people that come to me, they have a lot of childhood trauma, a lot of childhood trauma. So the sacral is, I would say, will be the most common to work with.
That makes sense to me because we store so much energy. Like we store so much in the sacral, and also that correlates to like our creativity and our passion, manifestation is in your sacral. So when there is a blockage there, like you look, we store so much there, so much pain, and we don't realize it. It normally comes up, like from what I've seen in my own personal experience, it comes up, we be having like different womanly issues for a woman or
Yeah.
even for a man, and we think we think that it's just, oh, I can take some medicine and I'll be better, but a lot of times it's a deeper wound, it's a deeper energy that needs to be removed, it needs to be shifted. And I think that's the power of Reiki. And another thing that you said, Shaqualia, about women going through things when we have these exchanges in relationships and partnerships, and I'm very open about my relationships with people, and my experiences with people. And I think the sacral and the heart go hand in hand, because when you are dealing with a partnership, when you're dealing with an experience with someone, yes, it messes with the sacral because you're connecting with them on an intimate level, but then the heart, because that's your compassion, that's your love, that's your intuition. And when that's off, or you've gotten disappointed or hurt, like that throws everything off, right? And
It
so
does.
sometimes we don't know how to, like, to get out of that. We don't know how to shift out of that. I think that's the gift of Reiki, because it helps us do what we don't necessarily know how to.
Yes, it does. It helps us release. That
Mm-hmm.
is the most important thing that I have grasped from Reiki is the release, because
Mm.
trauma is stored in our body in many different ways, and we may not know how we're holding on to that trauma, whether it's psychological or physical.
Yeah.
It is proven that you hold trauma in the body, and sometimes it can cause physical problems with the body. You hold on to it for so long, but they do
Mm-hmm.
coincide with each other, with the
Mm-hmm.
heart. So it's that's why that is the beautiful gift of Reiki, and how it is so important to practice it, or go to someone that knows how to do Reiki to teach you how to be able to release those traumas, how to breathe properly so that the energy can actually flow. It's about creating harmony within yourself so
Mm-hmm.
that you can, be able to communicate effective and receive effectively as well.
Ashe, Ashe. Let me ask you, what has led you on this journey? What has brought you to this place of wanting to
Well,
serve in this capacity?
I I think that it's just about just wanting to do better, wanting to have a better life for myself. I too, for one, am a victim of sexual trauma as a child. So that is something that I held on to for a very long time and did not know how to deal with it. And then once I came to grasp with it, it kind of put me on this journey. I was raised in a church background, come from a very strong Christian family. So I was always, spiritual, and it was just layers. I would say, just peeling through the healing process, and just wanting to just do better all around. I really wanted to break the generational curses that was tied to my bloodline and myself. And I just, you sometimes you just wake up one day and you just say, hey, I want something different. I want something better. What's out there? And the more I researched, the more I read, the more connections that I made with people. I actually researched Reiki and practiced it on myself first because I wanted to make sure that it worked. And it does. It does. You really
Mm.
can elevate your vibration, state. I mean, you can attract so much abundance and prosperity in your life once you allow that energy to just free flow.
I say absolutely. I did Reiki. I'm Reiki 2. I think I didn't took up to the second portion, and I remember going to the first my getting my first certification, and I remember there's like this instant like there's this instant I feel like ascension when you get Reiki done, when you have it done, and then to learn how to do it on myself and to help other people, that was absolutely powerful because I equate it to almost when the church, when they say laying hands, when they say I'm laying hands on somebody, to me that's performing. Yeah, it's performing Reiki pretty much. It's an energy thing. It's energy transference. It's energy transmuting, and so it's just another level of mastering. Mastering yourself, because the Reiki gives you the power to be like, okay, this energy is, I don't like the way this feel, or this is holding me back, but I have a choice. I can transmute this. I can transmute it for my good. So I can actually, be at peace, bring in more love, bring in more things that I want to experience instead of staying in this. I don't have to stay in this.
It's about balance, and I
Mhm.
think that as human beings, we are here to help each other.
Yeah.
We are here to love each other. That is the purpose of energy transfer.
Mhm.
And it's something that you said with the laying on the hands. This is the
Girl.
gift of Reiki. Like, I love it because your health is literally in your hands.
Yes.
These are energy receptors, and these are some powerful tools that the divine source, all God, whatever you call it, gave us.
Yeah.
We should
Yeah.
use it to help ourselves and help each other, because energy transfer is a beautiful thing when you're doing it correctly.
Absolutely. Let me ask you, what's for someone who's interested in Reiki, if they were to shift their energy, what can they expect from like even having a session with you, or just doing the work on themselves?
Well, first, they will become more knowledgeable because I like to do consultations with people first as well, so that they can be educated a little bit more on what it is. Um, but they will feel a release. They will definitely feel lighter, and they will be more equipped, even with the first session, of how to cope with the situations that they have. Sometimes it's not going to be one Reiki session that will necessarily be a full treatment. Sometimes you have to get multiple treatments for it, and some can be done in one session. It just really depends on that person and what type of blockages or imbalances that they may have during that time. And that's how we work according, but definitely a release. Definitely a release. I mean, some people, you can even see it. You can see it when they leave. Their skin tone is lighter. They're
Mm.
lighter. They express how they feel lighter. They feel better. They become
Mhm.
happier.
Does Reiki, could you use Reiki in the sense of like if you have ailments, or if you have like certain illnesses or certain pains?
Yes. I always go to the sacral because I believe that that is the core. So I go to the sacral a
Yeah.
lot, but typically when you have a lot of back pain, that can be a source of it. Abdominal pain. These seven chakras also are connected to the different functions in our body, our kidneys, our liver, our entire nervous system. So different blockages can trigger different things. Most commonly, though, people have a lot of depression. People struggle with depression a lot, so they have a lot of
Mm.
blockage during their third eye chakra, and their crown chakra is very clouded with
Yeah.
judgment. So they
Hmm.
feel a lot of pressure there. Sometimes it can cause, headaches. You can have a lot of back pain, knee pain. I tied it in with myself because I have been a full blown diabetic for about 8 years now, and I think after I've been doing Reiki and the holistic approach, and I can proudly say that after now, as of 2 months ago, I'm reversing. I'm back to pre-diabetes stage. So it's
Mm.
going backwards, not forward. It's not progressing. So
Yeah.
this really works. So it can work for numerous of things. It just really depends on, the person. You have to believe in it to give it a try. You have to be receptive to it and be very open to it, to the energy healing aspect. But it works.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I agree with you completely, Shaqualia. And I want to ask you because I tie into Reiki almost with abundance, positive abundance, because once you have the energy shifted or that blockage removed, you're able to be more in tune to be in alignment with what you desire. Would you say that that's correct?
Yes, yes. Like our desires, that is also tied into our sacral chakra, which is hand in hand with our creativity. So
Mm-hmm.
just imagine if you were able to unblock that, right? And you have it properly aligned to where it's free flowing, then I know with women, we won't have to be in survival mode as much, right? We don't have to be in our masculine energy as much. We can thrive in our feminine energy and be very creative.
Yeah.
So, and it can also help us manifest more. You can
Mhm.
move like a goddess. And it's just even when you walk into a room, people will feel your energy if
Yes.
if you are balanced there. So I think it really does help our creativity. You can free flow, and it just ties in. It just, I don't know, it just brings in the abundance and prosperity. It goes hand in hand to me with the manifestation and the creativity aspect of it.
Girl, you hit like one, two, three different points, and I just have to like I have to back up because I'm like you just hit it on the nail because especially with women and those who are watching or who will hear this later, I really want you just to tap into what Shaquella is saying because we as women we're supposed to be tapped into that divine feminine energy, and a lot of that is not about doing, it's about being, and that ties into our
Mhm.
intuition, and we don't necessarily have to chase. We're supposed to be in the flow that if what we want and whatever we desire, it flows us, it comes to us. We're like a magnet for it because that's just our essence. But there could be blockages because of our own trauma, our own pain, fear, doubt, worry, stress. And Reiki can help shift that energy, move that energy. It may not be over in one session, like Shaquilla saying, may take some time, but once you start, you're being proactive and you start doing those sessions and you start doing that Reiki, you're removing those blockages. So then you're more in tune with your intuition, your third eye, you're more in tune with your crown, you're more in tune with your heart. Man, look, everything just starts opening up for you. It's a magical thing when you're like, wow, I just thought of this, or I was just thinking about this and it just showed up, or it just came to me, or this money just showed up out of nowhere. And I was because that you're in the flow of it. That's the gift of it. That is the gift. Like as women, we especially Black women, I feel that we're always in a state of survival, and we really have to shift that energy. We got to get rid of that. It's trauma because
It
it's
is.
having us in a state of trying to struggle, and we don't have to. We should never have to be in that state. So you, girl, you hit that on the nail. I had to back that up.
Yeah. I mean, it's so true because
Absolutely, I had to back it up. Now I want to also ask you.
no, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
No, go ahead, Shaquille. Go ahead.
No, I
No,
was
no, no,
just gonna
no. You go ahead. Got the
I
delay.
was
I'm sorry.
just gonna piggyback off what you said. I mean, it really is about a flow state because I think, just for even as all women, we have society has taught us to be in a survival mode, whether it's unknowingly or
Mhm.
knowingly. So, because we have become the forefront, the providers, we are leading the household in
Mhm.
most cases when you become single moms of things of that nature, and that within
Mhm.
itself can create that trauma that you were speaking about and those blockages, and then that masculine energy is out,
Yeah.
so with Reiki, it helps you learn how to be in that softer energy. And
Mm.
that is so important because I know I can speak for myself. I was that masculine one, very masculine, emasculated about Almost every man that came around ran them off because
Mm,
I was too busy being in my masculine energy. Reiki was
mm,
something that helped me get tapped back into my feminine side, be that girly girl again, and also helped me learn to trust others to lead. That is very hard to do when you've been doing it all this time by yourself. So
mm,
if you're a woman and you're out there and you're listening to this, Reiki can definitely be a benefit for you. Sometimes, we get tired, we're working, we're doing everything. You'll be surprised at how energy healing and release will help you be able to cope with things and manage your lifestyle better. And then
mm.
half of the things that you work so hard for, you don't even have to work hard for because you're attracting them now.
Mm. All of that, all of that, all of that. That's the gift of the shift in the energy of transmuting, and also knowing that um that it's a goddess thing. I feel like it really is truly like a divine thing, because you realize, I feel like even with Reiki, energy healing, anything, is that you start realizing, oh wow, like good things are meant for me. I'm worthy of good things. I'm entitled to these good things. And I've kind of been short playing myself for a while. I actually do deserve good things. And Reiki healing can have you feeling like that. It can have you in the state of like, oh, okay, like I'm a magnet for this. I'm deserving, I'm worthy. And I want to ask you, because I'm all about self-love. I'm all about pouring love into yourself, prioritizing yourself, putting yourself first. How do you think Reiki can correlate or play into self-love?
I think to truly love yourself, you have to really understand balance. You have to know your limitations. You also have to have the confidence to know what you deserve. And and it's okay sometimes if you
Mm-hmm.
don't want something, and to be able to say that and how to deliver it. I think that with Reiki, when it helps, when you align
Mm-hmm.
yourself, you learn how to deliver better and you learn how to receive better. And when you can balance those two, you start to appreciate things more, including yourself. You know, a lot of times we don't think that we deserve certain things, you know, or we can't get certain things. We're not entitled. You learn a sense of self worth with Reiki. You really do. And you start to
Mm-hmm.
appreciate self-care days. You start learning the things to do to enhance your self-care. I mean, it ties hand in hand. You ground yourself, you're leveled, you're balanced, you're not all over the place, you're not irrational, you're not angry, you have more confidence, you can speak to people properly, you can communicate better, you don't have fear, and most of all, you can operate from the upper chakras, because most of us, men and women, we tend to operate in our first and third chakras, the root, the solar, and the sacral, all the time. And that's a frequency within itself.
Mm-hmm.
So when you do that self-love and you learn what that is and you start doing things for yourself, you start operating from here on up. So you have an elevated state of consciousness, your heart is more open, you're loving more, you're up here. This is a higher frequency. So I think, that's how it kind of, correlates.
Oh my gosh, I have to touch on the last part, because me being in the spiritual community, being aware, I feel that we always a lot of talk about the lower chakras, the three chakras, your root, your sacral, and your solar plexus. But really, when you're doing the energy work and you're shifting, the power is up here, like the heart chakra up. You're really tapped into the magnificence of you, because your heart chakra, I honestly feel your heart chakra ties into your openness, to your intuition, to your femininity, your divine feminine. And you have your throat chakra, which that means you're speaking up, like you said, you're honoring yourself. And then you have your intuition, your third eye. Oh my gosh, if you have your third eye, you're tapped into your intuition, you're being led, you trust yourself. And when you have the crown, okay, you are plugged in, you're tapped in. I think that's the frequency we should really be on. And
Mhm.
when we when we remove or when we do the Reiki healing, it gives us the opportunity to be more up in that space. And that's where the manifestations really are. That's where the divine blessings, the divine, like the abundance comes from when we're really
Mhm.
tapped into that, because it's really all love that from my perspective. That was
It
good,
is.
Shaqualia. I had to,
Yes.
that was,
Lo- Love is one of the highest vibrations that you can vibe in, and it is the most free flowing energy that you could have, and it is
mhm,
so healing. It is so healing. You learn conflict resolution when you balance your chakras. You learn how to tolerate things, how to cope with things. And, it just opens up a space to where I can love you and not know you, you know? And when you can open up your vibrations like that, you're more receptive into receiving the things that you deserve.
yeah, yeah. I agree with you. And I want to, because it brought me back to the space when I had my last heartbreak and I was real mad. And, I was like, I'm going to cut cords. I did cutting cord ritual. I removed him from, I did a wound release and wound cleanse, but I still was angry. I still was kind of like bitter, and it kind of played with, because my heart was closed. My heart was blocked, my heart chakra. And I had to do a lot of heart work. I had to do a lot of forgiveness work. I had to do some shifting of the energy to move that block. But once it happened, oh my goodness, it just, as far as the way I see things now, I have a higher perspective on that
Mhm.
experience. Any experience I've been in, I have a place of love. Like I couldn't imagine I could be like, I send this person love. I want them to be, I wish them to be okay. And I'm okay. And I know that whatever's meant for me is going to flow to me because I'm deserving of it. But I didn't think I could get to this place. And that's the magnitude of what shifting your energy or getting that Reiki done, because it opens you up to new levels of ascension, of just growing within. The universe is very open. The universe wants to give you what you desire, but if there's a blockage, the universe can't give that to you. So we got to
Yeah.
remove those things. So the universe says, okay, let me give you this. You say you ready? Okay, I feel that, I sense that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all about that
So
vibration.
let me,
Yeah.
girl, my feedback is so delayed. So I be thinking that you ain't gonna say nothing, and you say something. So my sorry. But I was gonna I was gonna ask you as well, Shaquela, just as far as from your own experience, what, and I know you said it has helped you in so many ways, especially, you're back in the pre-diabetic phase. If you could look into like somebody that's new to this journey or questioning this journey, why would you say that this is the way that they want to tap in, or they want to book a consultation with you? Why should they look into doing Reiki?
Well, I think that whenever your gut is telling you something, I think whatever drives that curiosity, I think that that's your subconscious trying to tell you something. You're seeking something. Um, I just think that it will be a better experience for a person to even if you're not sure about the Reiki, make those connections with people. It's always good to connect with people that are
Mm,
vibing at a frequency or on a positive vibe. So some of that energy can transfer regardless to if you get a session or not. Sometimes just having a conversation
mhm,
with a person can change your life. I truly believe that there are some people that are so gifted on this
mm,
earth that once you come in contact with them, your life will shift. As we know, I have a good friend that I
mm,
saw comment on here, Sophia President. That is one of my mentors and teachers, and that taught me a lot about Reiki as well. So, just make those connections. Even if you're not sure about getting a
that's good.
session, have a consultation and talk to someone. You never know what type of insight that you can get and how what that
Mm,
person has to offer to help change your life. We're all coping with something, We're all coping with something.
I say absolutely. I feel that you just hit everything on the head because uh, sometimes there's no right or wrong question. You won't know unless you ask. You won't know unless you try to figure out. You try to see what this is about. And even if you question like Reiki, because I have some friends like, girl, I don't know about that. Like, and I'm like, okay, that's fine. But the thing is that absolutely what you said. The fact that you felt drawn to even watch this or to question it or to look something up, something in you is calling out for that. Something in you, your subconscious is speaking to you and saying maybe you want to try this. So there's nothing wrong with getting plugged in with someone, because we all have our stuff, right? We all are going through things. We walk out these doors and act like everything's okay, and when we get home we dealing with some stuff. So there's things for us. There's things to help us and to help us shift and navigate. So, yeah, please. I just want to say, I know Shaqualia on a personal level, you should tap into her. If anybody is watching this and you're wondering about shifting your energy and just being able to be at peace and to be in a space of knowing how to, not just going to her, but also learning how you can use your own breath to transmute energy and transmute how you're feeling and transmute things that are no longer serving you. Get in touch with her, plug into her, plug in. And let me ask you, how can people connect with you? How can people tap in with you?
Um, well, my website is www.linesgateway88shop. You can connect with me through there. Of course, my Facebook page, which is under Shaqualia Jackson, which is my Reiki page. And you can also, when you go to my website, I do have a 1-800 number where you can contact me directly. I pick right up and talk, and I do offer free consultations as well.
Y'all plug in, okay? Plug in. Because I will say this, I've been on my spiritual journey for about 4 years, and I'm in the Dallas area, so Shaquela, but I've met a lot of different people. But when you meet certain people and you feel their energy, you feel the warmth, you feel that love, because there's a lot of people in the community, but there's some people that you could tell that they're actually doing the work. I'm gonna say this about her: she is actually doing the work. She is actually transmuting and shifting that energy, and her energy is beautiful. She's a beautiful soul. She's divine as hell. And look,
Like,
you will be in such beautiful, wonderful hands if you entrust her with you. So I wanna just put that out there, okay? But I
thank
thank
you
you,
for having
Shaquella.
me.
You no, girl, thank you for being on. This has been a long time coming, so I'm really grateful. So thank you. But is there anything else that you would like to share, that you would like to leave before we go ahead and tap out?
Um, just look us both up. This young lady does have a bunch of wonderful platforms. She's a motivational coach. I highly recommend her. She is also a beautiful soul. We work together. We got a whole tribe around here, so you can't miss us. So
I
if you're
say.
looking for anything, contact any one of us. We're always here.
Ashay, thank you, boo. Yes, and I need to plug myself. Yes, my name is Miss Julie J. I am a coach, a self love coach. I am a writer. I am a speaker. I do all things self love. You can catch me on TikTok. You can catch me on Facebook. You can catch me on my website, MissJalishaJ.com. I am all about just speaking from my own experiences, because when I speak from my experiences, hopefully that guides you back to understanding of yourself. So we could tap in, we could dive in. I would love to talk to you. Okay. There's nothing that you can share or expose that I don't look. Look, we all done been through some shit. There's nothing that you can say that would be like, oh God, I can't. Yes, you can. You can say whatever. It's tribe over here. It's tribe. So I just want to thank you once again, Shaquela. If you guys enjoyed the episode, please make sure to check in. It's going to be live on Spotify on Friday at 12, I believe 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. Otherwise, make sure you follow Shaquela. Make sure you tap into her. Look it up. It's a reason why you're watching this video. It's a reason why you're listening to this. It's time. So just tap in. Otherwise, thank you. I want to say thank you once again. And you guys have a great evening. Peace out.